It says, yeah, there we are. Hello, we are live. Good morning, YouTube. Tina and I are here getting ready for Q4, and we want to do a whole time talking about how to kind of what we're prepping for Q4 to decrease stress, kind of what to expect, geared towards mostly if you are a first-time Q4 or even if you're seasoned and maybe last year didn't go so well, maybe some tips to go a little bit smoother this time. And then I also covered some of the mental things going on with it because I don't know about you, but like I'll see people post their bolos and their stuff and I get, you get fear of missing out and all of that stuff. So good morning, Tina. How are you today?
Good morning. Yeah. So last week we talked about making sure we have all of our supplies and the things that we need and getting all of that in order. Because honestly, I'm starting to feel the crunch of Q4 right now, and it's August, and I'm already feeling it.
I
I was
know.
looking at Christmas items to order already, and trying to get all of these things ordered and to the house now, on top of my incredibly busy life I've had just recently. So this year is one of those years where I'm having extra busy on top of my normal busy, and it's not a normal extra busy for me. So it's like, why do these things always happen to us right during Q4, right before Q4, when it's like, no, my life can't fall apart right now. Let it fall apart in February.
For reals. Good morning, Jackson. I hope you're doing well. Yes. So, and Apuli, good morning. Good morning. From Wisconsin. Nice. I like Wisconsin cheese. I like cheese.
Everybody always thinks of cheese with Wisconsin.
I know. Well, because they're the cheeseheads. You have to.
Yes,
You
and
have to.
cheese is delicious.
So we're gonna, and I don't have Facebook up because it was being very dingy this morning. So if you are showing, thank you. Good morning, Facebook user. I don't see your name. So if you want to say your name, that'd be great. If not, I'd have to go look you up on Facebook later because it just doesn't integrate. It just doesn't do. Morning, Lucas. How are you doing? So I did order my supplies this week and I got them in. I need to get more because I did not get enough USPS free postage supplies, but I did get a case of the medium and a case of the small from UPS, and I need to get another case of the mediums because I use them too much. So I want to make
Yeah.
sure I have extra. Karen from Shelton. Good morning, Karen.
Yes, good morning. Yeah, I realized as we were putting all of our supplies in that came, I ordered extra tape rolls, and then I realized I did not order enough of these. I love shipping stuff in these white poly mailers.
Is that a 9
And
by 12 or a 10 by 13?
at 15, it's oh, why are you going to ask me that now? These
I
ones
love
are
if you're stocking up on mailers, I love
15.
the,
Yeah, so they're 15 as far as going this way.
then they're 12 by 15.
12 by 15. Yeah, I just feel like I can fit more, in these. And if they're too big, I don't care. You just fold them over. But yeah,
Yep.
I love those. And then I get the really big ones too.
Yep.
That I have over here. The big ones, like if you end up selling, say, a big plush, or think of a throw blanket. I like the really big bags because they come in handy on occasion.
The big ones that I get are 24 by 24.
Yeah, that's probably what these are. Yeah, and
And you can
they're great
also,
to have.
if you need something bigger than 24 by 24, you can take them and cut them open, tape
Mhm.
them and wrap something. I've done that for like a giant Nerf gun. When you get a
Yeah.
Nerf gun that's like 2
Yes,
feet
yes.
long, but it's in sort of a box. You can kind of put an extra cardboard on top and then wrap it in that giant poly bag and ship it out. And it's
Yeah,
not
put a
the
little bit of
prettiest.
bubble wrap. Uh-huh.
It's not the prettiest, but it works. Yeah, and I would have to say if I were going to buy one poly bag
Mhm.
this year, it would be a 12 by 15.
No,
That's probably
Jose,
my
I
favorite.
don't have a Christmas hat, but let me tell you, last week when you guys couldn't see me because my stupid camera, I was all Christmased out. I had on a sequin red shirt and everything.
And I get to see Tina in T minus like 7 days, so I will.
ASD.
I am so excited, and we are signed up for the pre-day, so we're going to go talk to vendors on the pre-day. Now, the pre-day, if you do get you have to get an invite from your vendors. So you got to talk to them, and they've got to do a special invite to allow you a badge access
Really,
for the pre-day. But it's nice because then you're not standing in line. The registration line is really quick and easy, and then that's good for the whole show. And while vendors are setting up, and there's certain places you don't have access to, some vendors, it's nice and quiet, and you can peruse their stuff and make your orders. And it's just a nicer day to go shopping. So we like that. I'm excited. I also
we've
have a
got a
wedding.
lot of slides to go through today, guys.
Yes.
So we're going to try to hold off answering questions until we're done with these slides, because this is a lot of information, and it's really just things that you guys will relate to just emotionally for Q4 and just in general in this business.
Yeah. Can I answer Jose though really quick?
No, Jose, no questions yet. Yes, yeah, for Jose.
I would tear up the poly bags just like she had, and tape them together and wrap it, just like wrapping paper. You can use craft paper too, I think. I'm 99% sure you can just use craft paper, but I have so many poly bags laying around. Okay, so I wanted to start off with some fun this morning. How much do you overthink? This is me. Oh my God, I overthink and plan everything. So, and then this is my experience with self-checkout, using the self-checkout. I like it because I don't have to talk to no one. And then, of course, it's please wait for assistance, because I will always hit the discount thing that needs an extra scan, or a coupon that needs an extra scan, or something's not scanned. Anyhow.
And then there's me, the opposite of Lucy, with the cashier. So has there been any really good clearance stuff people are buying? What's on sale? You want to text me if stuff goes on sale? You text me and I'll come right back. Yeah.
Good morning, Nate. Good morning, Jill from Mississippi. I often feel in Q4 that there should be a summer camp where we just go sleep for 3 weeks.
Yes.
That would be so nice.
That would be nice.
And then I love anything tacos and Mexican restaurant related. So I wanted to do that. So we're going to first talk about the stress of Q4, because not only do you have the stress of like
life,
but you have also like work stress. I mean, because it's crazy. This is when the customers that are not very nice come out in droves. Everybody's pissy, everybody's upset. So some of the common feelings I just wanted to share with you, and this is why it's great to join like a Facebook group, because we are all having these problems. So don't sit there and look at other people, their posts, their videos, their whatever, and think that they don't have these problems. They just might not be advertising it. So you will often feel like you don't have enough money for everything. Yeah. Maybe it's in your personal, maybe it's in work, maybe it's both. I mean, I feel like that all the time. I mean, all the time.
We always want more money. Always.
Oh yeah, always want more money. My kids always want more expensive things, or something's always breaking. I got to fix the RV mirror because somebody broke it. So, there's just always life things that make you feel like you don't have enough cash. Customers that are idiots, oh my God, they come out. Let me tell you, both in stores when you're shopping, they'll get in the way. I mean, I don't understand when it's like Friday night at 10 o'clock, why you got to bring 5 kids to go shopping at Walmart. What's up with that? I mean, just...
Yeah, during Q4, it gets exhausting, and you do get more customers sending you lots of messages. You don't hear many messages throughout the year, but during Q4, I ordered this yesterday. Is it going to be here today? And, just a lot of questions. I ordered this and it says it was delivered and I didn't get it. And so you're just answering a lot more questions, because the customer is also in an urgent situation. They've got a Christmas party to go to. They've got to get it wrapped for Christmas. They're trying to line up all their stuff. So, on their end, they have their own urgencies. And here we are doing the best that we can, pack and prep and shipping as fast as we can. So it is crazy.
Ooh, Jill's saying about the scan and go. I will be implementing that more. I have used it once or twice, but if you're not familiar with Walmart Scan and Go, you scan as you put it into the cart and add it, and then you just pay and walk out the door. Best thing ever to happen in shopping.
Except when you're trying to use tax exempt, you still have to go to a register.
Yes, but you can bring that QR code. You know how it gives you a little code to go to the register? You can do that at any register in I want to say you can at self-checkout, but now I'm backtracking on
I
that
think you
idea.
can. I think you can. But then you have to do that thing you hate, push that assistance button.
Well, when Walmart redid their new thing, I thought that you had to use tax exempt at the regular cash registers, not the new self-checkout
Okay.
ones.
But yes, that I will use that feature for Q4 and have them do that. I use it at Sam's Club all the time. I think the next one, oh my gosh, the next one, all of us has felt that way. I sometimes still feel this way when I see people posting like these massive hauls in a basket at a store I just left, is why does everyone else find things and not me? Especially when you're a new seller and you're really trying to learn, it is so frustrating and you get so frustrated. I think that's probably the most common thing that I hear people say.
Oh yeah. Everybody else makes it look easy. Oh my God, they found, 50 squishmallows for a nickel a piece at their grocery store. Why can't I find deals like that? And I was like, well, they probably didn't. They've probably been out for 8 hours scanning, and that was the best thing they found, to be honest. It takes a lot of groundwork, and you do find a couple gold nuggets, but for the most part, it is consistency. It is just keep scanning, and you will find things. And the bread and butter is going to be your bread and butter. It's not all going to be diamonds, guys. It's going to be mostly bread and butter and then a few diamonds.
And there are lucky streaks. I mean, I've sometimes gone out on one day at one store and found, if I'm doing retail arbitrage, and found as much in that one store on that one day. Then other times I've gone out sourcing for 3 days in a row and many stores. So I mean, we all get our little luck streaks, hitting it the right place, right time.
Mm-hmm. A common feeling is that I started this job to be with my family, and now I'm stuck working.
And all I do is work. I mean, I work more hours now than I did when I just had a regular job. But on the flip side of that, I dictate that. I
Mhm.
dictate my schedule, my day, the interruptions, if I want to stop and do this or that, and there's still even a freedom in that that for me works.
Yes. No one can help me. I have gotten this. There was one day I remember where I had like a jillion orders. It was 10 o'clock at night. I knew I was going to be packing orders until wee in the night. I'm freaking out. I'm just overwhelmed, overstressed. And my husband's like, well, what can I do? And I'm thinking, I can't explain what I do in a time manner that you can help me. But if you break it down and then just say, well, I need a cup of coffee, I need some moral support, I need these items sorted, I need the laundry done, whatever it is. But you often feel like nobody can help you because how are you going to explain, like, you need to go and weigh this out and measure and explain your job in 2 seconds to somebody else? It can feel very isolating, I guess,
Yeah,
is where I'm going
it
with that
feels
one.
like the time it takes me to tell you, I could have already been done with it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've brought my husband shopping a couple of times, and he's very much like, well, you got to tell me exactly what to do. Okay, go to aisle 3 and grab this Barbie and fill up the cart. You got to be ready with those instructions,
Yeah,
because if you do get help, it's nice to use it, but sometimes having those instructions ready to go is overwhelming in of itself.
yeah.
Jealous of other people's finds. I think we already kind of talked about that with the
Mhm.
other people are finding other people finding things.
Yes.
I get jealous of other people's posts all the time, man. I'm like, how? Why? I found 3 things. Why'd they find 50?
Yeah, I think it's easy to be happy for people when you're also doing good. But if you're having a bad day or your sales maybe aren't as good, I think even the best of us sometimes get that bit of jealousy feeling.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I get jealous because I'll see people out having an amazing time with their family. And I'm like, oh, I wish I was with my family. And then I'll be with my family and I see a good bolo and I'm like, oh, I wish I was out shopping. So try not to fall into that one. So I've got a couple here. I will not write this down on your mirror. I will not compare myself to somebody stranger on Instagram,
Yes.
because this is
Because
what
their life is
Instagram,
what they want you to see it.
this is what they look like on Instagram, and this is real life, and I love it. I don't think you can see this, Tina, but it says a naughty word right there, and so I totally thought this is Tina right here,
Yes.
and myself. But I think you have Do you have a pink coffee cup? I feel like you would have a pink
I
coffee
do
cup.
have, yes, I have a pink coffee cup and it says Boss Babe.
Ah, nice, nice. So here are some facts to keep in mind. Everybody's cash flow, physical health, family setup, their area, what they have access to, what they share on social media, everything is different. I got into this where, I cannot compare myself to a young 25-year-old that does not have a family and does not have family obligations. They are not going to relate to me on having to be there for their children in any sense of the word. I see them going out on like 3-day shopping trips, renting a U-Haul and scoring all this stuff. And that's not plausible for me. I cannot do that. I mean, I could if I put my nose to the grind, but I choose to be with my family more than that,
Right. And so we're all at different journeys. For those that are 25 and have the time and the energy, they might not have as much money,
Yeah.
or so it's like there's no wrong way. That's just the thing. It's like what works for someone else maybe isn't what's right for you. So we can all get to the same goal, but do it on a bit of a different path. And that's okay.
This was something that I'm going to share, just a quick story. You can't juggle everything, and the concept is to figure out which one of your balls is glass and which one are rubber. And I loved it by one of the famous authors, Nora Roberts, did an interview, and she explained this. And they said, so like she said, a lot of people think when they're thinking of glass balls and rubber balls that one has to be always the same thing. Like, your family is glass, you could never let them down. And she said, no, you got to break it down even further. Going to your son's concert this Friday, is that a glass ball or is that rubber? And prioritizing in that sense. If you don't get these customers' orders out today and you did it tomorrow, how is that going to really affect your business or not? Figuring out what your priorities are. If you have to sleep in late or get an extra Starbucks or miss a family event, which ones are going to be important at that time that you absolutely need to prioritize. You are not alone. So I felt alone the first couple of years I did this, really alone, until I started joining Facebook groups and making friends. So try to make a friend that you can message when you're out there shopping, or even get coffee with and whatnot. That's not bad either. And a perfect holiday is whatever you make it. Don't think that your holiday is going to be Martha Stewart here.
Or
It
the
never
Hallmark
is.
Channel.
Did you have anything else to add to this?
No, I think that's great.
Okay. All right. So I've got 20 slides on tips and whatnot. So some may overlap. I was putting these all together and I constantly would think of things. So I've been working on these slides all week and just kind of popping things in where they kind of made sense.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, really helping me going into the holidays was defining how I want the holidays to go. And we only started doing this in the last couple of years. And the previous years were extremely stressful and chaotic and probably, not my best years on handling the stress. We would sit down as a family, whatever your family entails, and list out all the holiday things that we were thinking about what we wanted to do, and then go through and ask each other, which ones would we be really sad if we didn't do? Which ones would be nice if we fit it in? And then which ones do we really not care about? Because let's be honest, you see all the things going out there, and the next thing you think is, oh my God, I'm not doing Elf on a Shelf. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I didn't make enough family time. I didn't do all the things, because there's going to be so many events going on. Just really sit down and figure out what you want, because we can work around that. Like, our shopping and our job can really work around your family. And if it means the world to have your, be there for your son's performance on the play, then plan around that. Make sure they think it's important, you think it's important, and be there. If they don't care and they're like, I don't care, Mom, whatever, then you can plan around that too. We sat down and did this, and we had some things that were holiday traditions, and we kept stacking traditions on there. I said, we got too many traditions. We gotta I can't do all the traditions. It's making me crazy. So seeing which ones we really did enjoy and which ones we were like, we've outgrown that. We've done that too many times, was really helpful to kind of cut some of those down. What about you, Tina?
I do the same because I found myself getting really overwhelmed. The more my Amazon business grew in my earlier years in Amazon, I felt like I could juggle it all because I was still learning. It didn't grow to the massive, thing that it has become. And so there are years that I've said like we don't aren't even going to put up our tree this year. Like we just don't even have time to decorate. When am I going to decorate? And I remember my mother came over. She says, "No, you are decorating." And my mom doesn't even live here, and forced me to put up the tree because I will tend to work, work, work. And Christmas is my favorite holiday, so I love the decoration. So what I've started doing is putting up my Christmas earlier. In the last couple of years. So I put it up earlier than I normally would. Traditionally, I've always waited until the day after Thanksgiving. Well, with this Amazon business, that's just not possible. I now put up my tree in early November. And I'm okay with that because I love Christmas and I love the decorations. Something about it brings me joy. So now I just get to live with them longer and it works.
We did similar the last couple of years. We do it sometime between a weekend between Halloween and that weekend before Thanksgiving. And it was like a huge weight off my shoulders, just
Yeah.
decorating the house. Cause
Yeah, because it
I
takes
love
an
having
entire day for me to decorate. Now, I have friends that it takes them all week. I mean, everybody's Christmas is different. Some people just put up a simple tree and they're done. It takes them, 20 minutes. So it's really whatever fits in people's lives out there. And hey, not everyone does Christmas. So there's that.
yeah. Yeah. And if you don't want to put up a tree, if you really don't care about a tree, then don't do it. Like, we're not going to judge. Let's see here. Define where you need help, because you cannot, especially if you are a parent, do all of the things by yourself. And if you're like me, it's very hard to kind of give up. I want to do it all. I want to do everything, but that's just not, I am not Wonder Woman. So we will list out what do we need help with holiday shopping, with decorating, with cooking, cleaning, mental chores, keeping track of calendars or calling family members and catching up with them, and also financial help, making sure you have a budget or at least an idea. Have you ever gone into a Christmas and your spouse is like, I want to spend X dollars on the kids, and you're like, well, maybe we should dial that back a little bit.
Well, when I was raising kids, yes, so now it's more about what do I spend on adult children, and
Mhm.
all adult gifts are more expensive because we want pricier items. But on the flip side of this, there's so many people out there that aren't raising kids or that are maybe even single and older and they're alone. And maybe, people in that situation aren't as busy and maybe they're feeling lonelier, like, reminiscing of holidays past and when these were their issues, of being too busy with kids and what have you. And I feel like on the flip side, for that group of people, really reaching out and making friends through this holiday time. So not only are you busy with Amazon, but you get to enjoy some of the festive parts of this time of the year, because already if you're selling on Amazon and alone or feeling lonely, then the Christmas holidays add on top of that and just all the fun going ons around you. So I definitely encourage to reach out and maybe find even another Amazon friend or just anyone in general to share some of this with. And maybe you already have friends and recruit them into helping you pack and prep while you guys have hot chocolate and watch a movie.
That is, yeah, yeah. Don't be afraid to involve other people. Think ahead. These were kind of all the things I just dumped into this
I
thing.
love that organizing table thing. I would love to have that.
Isn't that fun? Yes.
I
So what
love
could you be
that.
doing? What could you be doing ahead of time that will help you out later? Organizing and cleaning. So I grabbed a picture of a shipping station, and of course it's like from a something that you could purchase, so it looks very nice. My shipping station does not look that nice.
Well, you could create something like this without spending expensive money, and of
Mhm.
course, most of the things on this list and this slide is everything that we really covered last week. So it's just kind of reiterating being
Yep.
prepared and having these things on hand, because you're going to need them and you're going to be glad you already had it here and bought it ahead of time.
Yes. So a couple of things that, other than supplies, I have on here that you can do up your templates, organize your electronic files, get your bookmarks on your computer organized so that you can find things with relative ease, put together some freezer meals so that you can have them later on. Any special outfits you need for events, like take a look. Sometimes you need the holiday dress or something, or your kids, like my kids outgrow everything every year. So it's like,
So
okay,
do
we
I.
need to have something nice to wear for that last minute holiday thing. Getting your car serviced. If you're going to be running around doing RA, you don't want to be slowed down by new tires or an oil change or something. Get that done ahead of time. And then I even sometimes pre-order and schedule out my Christmas gifts. I've used Omaha Steaks, Harry and David, put together a shopping music playlist so that when you're out doing sourcing, you have your playlist ready to go. I got to work on that because we just switched to Spotify, and so I don't have any playlists now. All about the bounce. Nice to see you in the chat. Said he got some UPS supplies. I didn't even know how until I watched the video. Very good.
Great.
Very good. Very good.
Free is always great. Let's get as much free as we can.
Yep. We start scheduling things out in October. This is where we're going to sit down, and the family and I are going to schedule all those holiday things that we want to do. When's the holiday party? When's the school? When's the last day of school? When are finals? All of that stuff. And then I'm going to do, pre-schedule any other things that were important to us. Like, when are we going to get a Christmas tree? When are we going to do baking? When are we going to do any of the shopping, etc. for family? And then, I will be putting in there, I don't know if I put it in a different slide, but also sales I want to hit up, Black Friday sales.
So you buy a real tree, and I'm team fake tree. And so I always love how you and I are opposite on so many things. That's why it works so well. But I am curious. I like a real tree, don't get me wrong. But they're expensive, and fake trees don't shed needles. They're easier to decorate to me. And I've had real trees, but I am curious how many people are team fake tree and how many people are team real tree.
I grew up with a real tree, so obviously, I love them. It's one of the things that I absolutely love. But we tried a fake tree back when we had a dog named Max, and we went from real to fake. And that stupid dog pissed on my tree every week. And after cleaning a Christmas tree, which is not fun, I do not suggest it. After 3 times, I hauled that sucker out to the curb and trashed it, and we went and got a real tree. That was our experience with them.
And when I've had real trees, it's like I don't smell Christmas tree. Maybe the first day or two you brought it in. It's like I am happy to go to Yankee Candle or wherever and buy me a Christmas scented tree candle.
Yeah. I have those too, the pine or the fir or whatever it's called. And then we also schedule in 1 or 2 days that we will have what we call Pajama Days, and they're days with no chores. We're going to eat leftovers. We're going to sleep in. And they're typically more towards Christmas. It will be more like the 26th, the 25th, whatever it's kind of died down. Just so you have that day that it's going to be relaxing.
I feel like I have Pajama Day a lot year round because I work at home. And it's comfy.
Yeah, Jackson's other half wants a real tree. Nate's a fake tree.
Looking at that, yes. So
either way, I mean, whatever floats.
Yeah, whatever works. I like them all, but yes, I'm team fake tree.
I really think I put this in here because it's really helped me, is helping define your feelings and share and explain why you want certain things a certain way. Like, I have deep feelings on why I want a real tree because I grew up and I had good experiences, and it was a family experience, and the reasons you want things have a deep meaning to you, right? So you got to be able to share those and not get snippy with your spouse, which I still do, but and be like, no, we have to do it this way
because some things are just important.
Yep. I also have some just life rules that have helped me out, which is I don't do appointments on Mondays. That's just one of my life rules because Mondays are already crummy for me. So I don't like adding any extra appointments if I don't have to.
Yeah.
And then, I define that decorating a tree is going to be a family event, because I had one year where my son was like, yeah, I'm not doing that this year. I'm like, no.
You're like, I don't care if you're here and grumpy, you're doing it.
Yeah, this is going to be a family event. I don't shop on Thanksgiving or Christmas. That's my thing. I want to encourage stores to not be open, or at least not have as full staff those days. And I spread out all my calling of my family during drives out to shop. So typically I'll listen to like YouTube videos on my way to stores, and I'm learning, or news or whatever. But during the holiday time, that's when I schedule phone calls to all my family members and just catch up with them. Use that 20-minute drive to see how somebody's doing that you haven't talked to in a while.
And Jill says, has no tree. She goes to her daughter's house to enjoy theirs. So see, that's what I'm saying. Not everyone necessarily puts up the stuff. And see, Jill, then less work for you, right? It saves you, saves you the work.
Yes. Saying no.
That's a tough one. When you're a yes person, I always had a hard time saying no because, I'm that people pleaser type of person. And it's like, I know how it feels to need, help, or to need that and not get it. So I can understand that hard time saying no.
When I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I think that's where it was. I haven't read it in a while, so my memory on where this came from might be off a bit, but I believe it was him that described his relationship with money. And I really have tried to do this especially with my kids over the years, is instead of saying, I can't afford that, that's where I choose not to put my money right now, because you're making a choice on where you spend your time, your money, your care, your effort, your kindness. You are making that choice.
Yeah.
And you have to be real with yourself and just say, that is not a priority right now. Or we don't have time, or we don't have the budget for that this month, but how can we plan for it later? And that gets you out of that mentality of, I just can't afford this and my life sucks, and on to more of I made choices to do X, Y, Z, and I didn't factor that in. So I will plan for it next time, next year, whatever it may be. And then oftentimes I have to ask myself, do I just feel bad because I'm saying no, or did I really want to say yes? Like, sometimes I just feel bad because I'm saying no, but really I didn't want to say yes.
That that's something I've really gotten better at over the years. Sometimes you have maybe that needy person in your life, or someone who takes advantage of you, and you're saying yes all the time, and you need to buckle up, buttercup, and learn to say no. Right. And then there's times where you're saying no because you're just being selfish and lazy. And you really, you're going to spit out your coffee. You look like that meme of the lady. and you're saying no because you don't want to be bothered. And in this instance, you really should say yes, because you're doing the right thing and a good thing. Like currently I'm emptying out an apartment do we want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. Is that fun? Absolutely not. But it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do for a family member. So we're saying yes. And then you have to choose to do it with a good attitude, right? Because if you have to, because this is going to dictate your mood. It's going to dictate your day. And at the end of the day, you can go to bed, knowing that you're being the kind of person you want to be, and you're being the kind of person you want to be around. So there's definitely that balance in saying no and yes, and making those smart decisions.
I do that a lot with hitting that last store, because the stores during Q4 will extend from usually a 10 o'clock close time to an 11 o'clock close time. So I'll be out and I'll be like 9:30. I'm like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I don't want to, but I'll say, okay, if I go to bed tonight, will I feel better if I had hit that last store and pushed myself, or do I really need to just cut back and give myself the rest? And you got to kind of ask your body that.
You should have, you're going to be laying in bed and keeping yourself up, because our brains spin. I should have done it. Why didn't I do it? But, and now you're not even resting well because you're mentally beating yourself up.
Yeah. Some different ideas on how you can get help with grocery pickup. I love grocery pickup for both work and home.
Yes.
Outsourcing, cleaning, gardening, gutter cleaning, dog walking, whatever your chores are that, seem to be piling up, see what you can outsource. I did get a cleaning lady this year. Absolutely love it because it was bad.
And we have the gardener, and I love that.
Facebook user says, I always go for the extra because it will give me anxiety if I don't.
Yeah. Well, I relate to that.
Yeah. VAs can help out too if you are, if you are able to have a VA and need help with whatever VAs can do. There's a lot of things they can do for you, scheduling things, making things. I don't know. They can do a lot of different things. And then my family personally helps with wrapping, cooking, and Christmas cards. We had come to blows, my husband and I, over the cards because I really like giving out Christmas cards. I know not everybody does, but it's something that I do enjoy doing and whatnot. But I hate designing them. And every year he'd be like, "Are you done with the card? Are you done with the card?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I got to scour all the pictures and figure out what pictures and design it." And I absolutely hate it. He's like, "I love doing that." You do it then. And so he designs our Christmas card because I hate doing that chore. I don't know why. I get overwhelmed. I get
I quit
anxiety.
sending Christmas cards years ago. I do usually keep a few around here because I always feel guilty when I get one and I didn't send one. And Lucy knows that because she sends me one. I'm like, oh, I didn't send you one. And it is thoughtful because the thing is, I really do love receiving cards. People don't send stuff in the mail anymore. Everything's email and text messages. And it's like, it's still exciting getting a card or an envelope in the mail. And Lucy is incredibly thoughtful with cards for birthdays, everything. And it does bring me joy. And I love receiving her gifts. Lucy's incredibly thoughtful. That's something that I had quit doing years ago. And I do strive to be better about doing that.
Making me tear up. But yeah, I love getting them too. That's why I send them. I
Yes,
love
it
doing that.
does. It brings you joy. You get that little pink or red envelope. And, it reminds me of when I was a kid and people did still used to send letters. And it was so exciting running to the mailbox, getting a letter. And now there's a generation of kids that don't even relate to that.
Mm-hmm. Automation is really helpful too. See if you can do, I've set up some grocery auto ships for my replens.
Well, that's cool.
Because you get like 5% off and I'm like, well, I know I sell 20 a month, so let me just set up 20 a month and I can reevaluate in January.
Nice.
But if you have replens that you are knowing that you're going to get, go ahead and set that up.
Now that second one is a godsend on your list. The templates for customer service. Oh my God. If you guys did not know that in Amazon, you can create templates. And if anyone doesn't know how to do that, raise your hand because I think that we need to cover that maybe on our next video because you guys are going to need them during Q4, to answer the questions that you always get. Where's my package? Why is it late? This is broken. All those questions.
So we'll be diving into that because one of our next videos will be on merchant fulfilling settings, and we'll cover templates, we'll cover the customer service by Amazon program, and we'll cover email, or we'll cover all the merchant fulfilling settings.
Excellent, because those templates are a godsend once I learned that you could do that.
Jose, I know I have a video out there on templates, but we'll cover them again, and it's either going to be next Friday or the following Friday. We got 2 ideas, and we'll either do it the next 2. Jill says not sufficient enough to hire a VA. Yeah, and your family members don't want to do it.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Sometimes you can't. It happens.
Yeah, well, I'm not interested in doing then something for my family member if they're not interested in helping me. That's the attitude I get sometimes. You want me to help you, but you don't want to help me.
To make a template, just go into your Amazon account and go over to messages. And then there's a make a template or your template, like how all your templates over on the right. It's a button. It's one of the first 2. Filter emails. Good time to get those emails all filtered to go wherever you need them to go. I know now when I check out at Fred Meyer and there's a couple other places that will send you an electronic receipt. Super nice. I filter those right into the thing because I don't need them cluttering up my inbox. And then dinners. We will map out on the calendar at home certain days where we're going to specifically eat out, like they're heavy days. And this is like, we're ordering pizza this day. And other days where my daughter's going to cook or my son's going to cook. We spread out the cooking to all 4 members. We do not discriminate against race, gender, uh, age, nothing. If you're old enough to stand at the stove, you are old enough to cook dinner in my house. They've got to learn them skills somewhere. I can't believe like two of my Packers here are just out of high school. And I'm like, what do you often cook for dinner? And they're like, we've never cooked dinner. How are you like going to be moving out on your own and you've never cooked dinner? Oh, well, they'll figure it out. Top ramen. It's pretty easy. I just wanted to touch on this, that it is okay to not be okay during the holiday times, which I can't really talk too much about here because I lost my dad during the holidays and I can't talk about it. So it's really tough for some of us. It's not cheerful. It's not fun, happy times anymore. I associate December with death now, and I probably will for the rest of my life. So just be aware of that for other people out there. It can be really tough. You may be suffering from, I know people who can't hardly pay the bills during December, and I don't want to say flaunting, but paying attention to social media, or, sometimes I can't talk to other family members that are getting ready for their third cruise this year because I can't afford the third cruise for this year, and you just have to manage that stress because it can make you feel really down. It is probably the holiday. I think it's the number one suicide holiday, if I remember right.
A lot of people struggle with that, even if they didn't lose their loved one during that holiday. It's when we're reminded, of Christmas past with our parent or sibling. Yes, that's a very common heartache for many people out there. Or maybe they lost their spouse this year, and it's my first holiday without my husband or my wife. These things are real, and of course, this is outside of our Amazon businesses, and of course, finding ways to keep busy can help us through these times of hurt, or having someone to call or lean upon.
Yeah, Nate, thank you. And then Facebook user says her kiddo is disabled and people are all over and I really can't. Yeah. I know a lot of people who have reached out to me who, I have feet problems. I have to really regulate how much walking I do because I have had several foot surgeries. So I may look like healthy and spry, but really I cannot run a mile or anything. So, there's a lot of other people out there who have physical limitations and or family limitations, and they cannot do what others are doing.
Right. And that's why Lucy and I always try to touch upon these very real topics, because it's not that we're trying to be downers or be depressed. It's just that this is real life, and real life is mixed with the business that we do it. And it's mixed even if you have a regular job. But the beauty of this community is that if we're not already doing this full time for a living, most of us, that's our goal. And our goal is to dictate our life and to dictate our schedules. And, when you have a regular job and you're maybe not feeling too well emotionally, it's hard to call out or explain why you're not at your peak performance at work today. But when you have the luxury of getting to be at home, you don't have to do that, but you do need people that you need to reach out to for, just emotional support and friendship. And that's the type of community we really want to build, and not a community that just hypes things up with like, oh, you can do this, anyone can do this. And we want to keep it balanced with the good and the bad, and the real, the happy and the not happy.
Yeah. Facebook user says some kids don't even know fruits and vegetables. Ain't that the truth?
Yes.
That is true. It's very sad. And then Jill says that her family thinks she's a wackadoo because they don't understand the hustle mentality. And Jackson says they will when they see the money. Ain't that the truth?
Yes.
Guilt. Guilt can be a really big thing. If you're not buying your kid the most expensive gift or the sneakers they want or whatever it is, that can be really, really tough. And you can also feel guilty if you see other people out there shopping and you can't, or they're doing stuff and you can't. So these are the questions that I ask myself to help deal with that, because I want to provide solutions for problems here too.
Yes, we don't want to wallow in our sadness or our jealousies, and yes.
So when I'm feeling like this is what I ask. I said, did my choices or action come from a good heart? Because sometimes you will drop the ball on things and you'll feel guilty about not doing XYZ. I forgot this or I forgot that or whatnot. And I have to say, were any of my actions from a negative place or were they from a good place? And if they were from a good place, I need to let go of that guilt and move on and just tell myself, knock it off, move on, because you weren't like trying to be negative. I'm a very big karma person. Very much, you spread good where you can type of person. And so I will oftentimes, I've been mad at customers. I've wished some customers to take a long walk off a short pier, but most of the time I try to make sure that my choices are coming from a good place of heart and not a negative one so that I can let go of any guilt that when things don't pan out the way I thought they would. Did I learn something? Because sometimes you handle things bad and maybe you can learn something from it and move on. Am I perfect? I think everybody needs to say this to yourself if you're feeling guilty about anything. Are you perfect?
I am. I am perfect. Thank you for asking.
Other than Tina, perfect. No. You're not perfect. So why are you expecting yourself to be perfect?
Yes.
And then what do I want for myself in the future? I say that, okay, maybe I didn't handle that the correct way. What do I want myself to do in the future? And then did I make the best choice at the time with the knowledge that I had? Because I swear I will see a bolo for a store 10 minutes after I've walked out of that store. And I get mad. I'm like, oh, why didn't I find that bolo in there when I was in there? Well, did I make the best choices in the store when I was there with the knowledge that I have? Yes. Okay. You got to walk away and be like, just cool with it.
And also remember your loved ones aren't perfect either. I thought I was going to kill my husband 2 days ago. And me and my husband get along great. Lucy will tell you we have a lot of fun and laugh. And Nate and Elizabeth watching, I know they've hung out with us and we get along great. But there are days that, even the best of relationships or family members make you want to choke them out.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
We're walking at Walmart. He's like, my back hurts. My foot hurts. Why did you park there? Didn't you see that car? You need to go. Make a left now. And it's like, then I want to pull over and say, you drive.
I sometimes take a
One
walk.
of those days.
And I'll take a walk with my dogs and I say, I need to take a walk because I'm not happy with you all right now. And I need to get in a better frame of mind and I'll be back in 10 minutes.
And I can't be mad at my pets. Yeah.
Yeah. With a better attitude. So I'm not snapping at you. As Facebook user says, I started doing, drinking up all the YouTube, realize how hard it is. And a lot of people skip over the hard stuff. Almost quit, but I haven't. Good. Well, I mean, and quitting isn't necessarily bad either. You got to find what works for you. And some people find good jives and some people don't. And that's okay either way. Yeah. Don't forget to sleep and spend time in the sun. Oh, yes, that's a good one too. We've got one of them sunlights in the room because I'm in Seattle. So. Yes, ma'am. Sometimes I don't really like Nate.
That's right. And your attitude going out the door, there are days when I'm just like, I'm really just not in it to win it. I know I need to go out to the store. I just don't feel like it. I already have a bad attitude, not really bad, like in a nasty way, but just, I feel like, oh, it's probably not going to be anything good out there. And every time I leave the house with that attitude, I'll tell you what, I don't find much. And it's a mental attitude. It truly is, because there's other days I go out and I feel lucky. Like I just go out feeling lucky. Like there's abundance out there. And I just know I'm going to not even have enough money to spend. There's going to be so much. And those days I'm incredibly lucky. I'm just seeing and finding everything. So a lot of it truly is in our heads. It's in your head.
Yep. Rewards. I wanted to share a couple of things, and I shouldn't say we wanted to share.
It's all about me. It's all about Lucy. No.
Some people, I haven't done this much, but I'm thinking about doing it, but carrying some $5 gift cards around for special occasions where people have helped you out. There's always been that one or two customer service people that have gone over and beyond. They've checked the back for stock for you. They've rerung up your order. They've helped you do a 30-minute checkout. They were having a bad day. They brought attention. Like I had one lady who was like, oh, we have this extra 20% coupon. Well, you just saved me $200. That would be so worth a $5 Starbucks card in my mind. treating yourself after the Q4 rush. I take 3 days. I take 3 days where I have to walk away from everything other than customer messages where you got to respond within 24 hours. But I will take 3 days, usually 24, 25, 26 off. I'm not packing. I'm not shipping. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not turning the lights on in the office other than answering any customer questions. And one of those will be a pajama day. I am not getting out of my pajamas. I'm drinking coffee and like chilling with my stuff. And then at home and in the office, I have a nice coffee station and brewing station to help with the caffeine. You need caffeine. Caffeine is a must.
And for those of you that maybe, aren't the type that have normally blessed other people, because sometimes you might feel shy or embarrassed to do that when they're not a family member or a friend. But if you have ever been the recipient of being blessed, that's a gift. And it's a gift to give to people. It makes you feel good because you're doing a kind thing. And so it's as much a gift to you as it is to that person. And be a giver, be a giver. It will even boost your own happiness.
Facebook user says, so lucky not to have to answer to somebody. I think we all answer to somebody.
To ourselves, at least. Yeah. Yourself. But yes, I know what you mean. It is nice not to have to answer to a boss.
And then, this is a good question. Judy says, and Jake Skeleton, can cashiers accept gift cards? That's a good question. I know I've snuck them once before. Same with the post people or other people, and that just help you out. Like maybe
there's a Walmart cashier my mom and I have given gifts to throughout the year.
Yeah. Karen says she wrote a list of 10 things that bring joy and visit that regular to make sure I'm incorporating those into life. Yes. Simple as enjoying a scented candle. I brought one today. I'm thinking of you, Karen. I brought a evergreen one to kind of get in the holiday spirit here.
I love candles. In fact, I smell one that my husband was burning out in the living room. It's actually coming back here and it's smelling delicious right now.
Set your Amazon account up for success. So like I said, we're going to talk about merchant fulfilled templates in another specific video on how we are going to set up our templates and whatnot. And we will go through customer response templates as well there, but also make sure you go into this Q4 cleaning up any feedback, cleaning up any IP problems. I also make sure my cards are ready to go. I have 1 to 3 bank cards, credit cards, whatever you want to use to make purchases, because I've had my accounts hacked and shut down. I had one 2 weeks before
not very long ago too.
Yeah.
And during Q4, that that really is a tough one. In fact, I've been out shopping before, and my bank has cut off my card because I think it's suspicious activity. It's like I'm having to call them. No, it's just me, and I shop for a living.
Yeah, that's the multiple purchases can flag and lock down your account. I've had that many a times, both personal and for work. But now I have it set up where there's in most of the banks, I can set it up to email me or text me if that happens to approve, to bypass that with my phone number. So if you have that ability to set up in your account, go ahead and do that, because now I can just within moments, Chase will send me, and there's another one, send me a thing. Is this you checking out? Yes. And then you can rerun the card and it will be good to go.
Yes.
Call the bank and let them know what you're doing, because sometimes they can set that up too on the phone. You call them and you say, listen, I'm going to be doing some serious shopping. Sometimes I'm checking out 2 or 3 times because there are limits on the cash registers.
Yeah, I think Walmart, I feel like I forgot what it maxes out at, because I've maxed out Walmart's cash register.
250 transactions.
Yeah, to where the clerk goes, oh, it's not letting me ring up anymore. I say, oh yeah, I've maxed it out. We have to make this one be a second order. But yes, it is smart to call ahead of time. And sometimes I do forget that, because maybe that morning I've made a few online orders and they're coming from different states. And now I'm shopping here in my state and it will get flagged as suspicious. Yep. The next bullet point is really good. Be tax exempt ready in stores. I carry in my purse during Q4. In fact, all the time, but really I make sure in Q4 where, for the Dollar Tree, I have my number in there that you have to give them. I always have my little Walmart card in my phone. They probably need to give me a new one, because my card is looking quite shabby. It's all torn on the edges. But yes, have all those things on person. so you can be showing it at Big Lots, at Marshall's, at all the stores.
So for the Walmart card, Sean told me this, and I haven't done it because I just haven't gotten to
Laminate
it.
it.
But yeah, laminate it so that it doesn't get all messed up. But yeah, Walmart is going to be crazy, crazy. So don't be thinking on Black Friday you're going to get anybody in customer service to get your tax exempt set up. That's like not the right time to ask. That's like your kids asking you for ice cream when you're like in the checkout ready to pay. No, it's just not going to happen right now.
Yeah.
And then All About the Bounce says, how do we clear up IP complaints? That's like we have several videos on that, but you need to address them so that you don't get any extras during the winter that shut you down. You don't want to be locked out of your account during Q4. Apple Card is a good card to have. You can instantly change your number if you have issues, 1 to 3 cash back. Excellent. Thank you, Jackson.
Yeah, I thought about getting the Apple Card. It pops up on my phone with iPhone, but that's good to know because I was thinking of getting a different card.
You ought to have a couple different options to pay, and using any sort of cash back or rewards is preferable to no rewards.
Yes.
Some people fund their whole vacation on Q4 shopping.
Yeah.
And then Jose says, can bad merchant fulfilled feedback be taken down? Sure, depending on what it is. Nate says 45 items at Walmart. I beg to differ. I want to say it was 250, but I could be wrong. There is a limit.
Yeah.
Address and postal settings, good to go. When you have returns for merchant fulfilled orders, they're going to go to whatever your settings are. Mine is currently at the PO box. So then I got to remember all January to stop by my postal box and pick up any merchant fulfilled returns and take care of them. But set up your address ready to go. Sales rank. Let's talk about sales rank, Tina.
Yes, we did have a member that wanted to know about sales rank for sourcing. And I thought that could be just a topic all by itself because each category has different sales ranks. So, see, in toys, I've never really gone 300K unless it is that rare item that is always out of stock. And once it's in stock, it sells. It can have a really high rank.
Okay, let me caveat that then.
Huh?
Because I didn't add it here, but it will be like when I'm looking at them in October, not necessarily Black Friday. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So going into Q4, like if I'm looking at toys right now, which I have been, I will look at them up to 300. Now you're still doing the Keepa, and you're going to look at what the rank goes down to during Q4. But more of the sell-through rate, because anyhow, the way rank is done. If this is December 1st, I'm probably not getting something that's, well, I don't know. It just depends. I mean, with toys, I definitely have a bigger spread, and 300 is kind of my limit on anything that I'm not going to consider anything over 300, I guess is the best way to say that.
Of course, it won't really show up, but if for those who use Inventory Lab in Scoutify, there is settings. And in your settings, you can put what rank you want, Scoutify to give you that automatic thumbs up for purchases. And in here, you can see what the ranks are for the top 5%, or top 3%, 1%, however you want to set your settings at. So each category, of course, has different amount of items allocated to that. Now, a lot of people, you already know this. I'm just talking about for people who really don't know. So let's say for toys, there's 1 million toys on Amazon. But for vitamins, there's 2 million vitamins on Amazon. So what is a good rank in toys is not going to be the same as vitamins because there's more items in that vitamin category. So the ranks are going to vary. It's not a one rank fits all categories, but it is easy to figure out what those ranks are, even just in your Scoutify app, using Keepa. So I think I will probably make a cheat sheet and post it in our Facebook group for what are good ranks in each category you would normally be sourcing for Q4. But then more than rank, and of course that's deeper diving. You also want to see, how many are in stock, how many sellers are on it, how many do they have, how many sell through a month. Like there's more analyzing it than just simply the rank alone. Because a high rank in toys, like 300K in toys, would be very high. Is it a rare Lego set that's been out of stock a long time? And that's why that rank has jumped, to the 300K. But once it's in stock, it sells quickly and for a high dollar. So there's a lot of variables in there in analyzing rank.
So Jose, the 300K rank, and I normally look at whatever the 30-day is or whatever the default is on the things, and then I'll look at the Keepa. But here's what I'm saying. Normally, like let's say June, a 300K ranked toy may sell, we'll say 2 a month. During November, December, it may sell 200 at that because it's Q4 and it's moving.
Yeah.
So that's where you're going to have to adjust, and I will adjust for anything that's gift like. So packs of candy, stocking stuffers, toys. It's mostly grocery, but can be some beauty items. Think of like chapstick packs that would go into a stocking for your kids or something. Those types of items. The other thing with that is be aware that that 300K ranked toy during Black Friday may be shipping out 300 units. So the rank may look different and or the velocity looks different, but it's not going to move after December 25th. You're going to be stuck with inventory. So you have to be, on the flip side, mindful of that after, I'd say after December 15th-ish, 20th on those ranks. I'm not going to be getting anything that's high ranking after that, or even some of the ones that look low ranking, they may not move after Q4.
And definitely buy more than you think you are going to realistically sell, because things do move very fast, and things that you've been selling all year that are your normal replens quadruple what you're buying. So if you are buying, I have my tape, if you are selling, 20 of these a month consistently all year, buy 80 of them for Christmas season.
Yep. Nate says, please for the cheat sheet. Yeah, we'll put some out. Hello, do you think there'll be requirements on merchant fulfilled toys this Q4? Great question. They have 3 more days to put out that email before I would say that it's a no-go. So right now I'm kind of leaning towards no because it's the 12th.
That's right. And they should have sent us something already. So I don't think we're going to have to meet that requirement again this year. Could be because, the inflation and the shortages that we have had with inventory. I don't know.
Somebody had asked if I'm sending in toys right now. Yeah, I'm sending whatever I can in now because it's going to take a while to process, and we want to hit sales will start picking up in October because people want to get things done and pre-order, and they want to decorate, in the middle of November. So I'm sending things in now. Let's see here. My luck, I purchased liquidation children's store stocks. Almost every one of them has some kind of problem. From one shoe, wrong tag, missing parts, label instead of original tags. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. You can sell them over on eBay, though. You're going to need to organize and think of this a little bit ahead of time because you're going to have to keep track of all your sales. I like to mark the calendar, maybe sometimes even have like a day planner where you're like, okay, Kohl's goes on sale this day. And
I do that. In fact, in my phone, every year, if I've hit a good clearance sale at a particular store or, something that seems to be consistent, I program it in my phone calendar, and I set it to give me a reminder in 1 year from this day. And then my phone will alert me this calendar event. That has proved helpful so much.
Coupons, get your coupons, keep extra if you have ones that are printed out. Sometimes they'll come out in the Sunday paper or whatever. If you have extra that you can pick up at the store, because I will often be checking out at self-checkout and accidentally leave mine in there. I'll throw a couple in the car or take a picture of it. Snip Snap is great. Sometimes they have.
Oh, yeah. Big Lots is my favorite on Snip Snap when they have that 20% off. And whenever I know it's there and I'm going to shop, I will always let you know on Facebook to get that coupon.
If you haven't set up Rakuten, set that up, because any online orders that you're doing, you should be getting some cash back for that. And along with shopping, just be prepared for delays, because whatever you're ordering, if you make an order for toys in October and you want to send it in mid-November, it's just longer processing times for everything. Everything is longer. Get your store rewards set up. If you're not necessarily a Big Lots shopper, get that reward program set up, get the tax exempt set up, get on the email list, all of the things. Some people use a spreadsheet to track hot toy items, tracking your incoming inventory, when you did it, and whatnot, and bolos. So for orders, my tracking sheet has the date, the title, the ASIN, the quantity, the store, order ID, store link, cost of goods, any of those things to keep track, because you are not going to remember it in your head. And then for hot items, we are already pulling last year. What did we sell? What was our best sellers last year? Do you think we're going to sell those again? Maybe there's another variety or whatnot, or maybe it's going to be the same ones. I've sold things year after year that have been amazing. Mm-hmm. It's like, I want to stock up in those.
Yeah. Yeah. Your guaranteed sales, as I call them.
Yeah.
And somebody at Facebook, somebody asked, are you guys getting returns from other sellers? We do use our own FNSKU. We have to recall several items from customer returns, and the SKUs are different. Yeah, there a lot of times not a lot, that's an exaggeration. A few times a year, I will get items sent back to me that were never mine. So yes, that does happen.
Jackson says, can you send items to FBA centers in bags, not boxes? No, it has to be in a box. You cannot send it in a bag. They will reject you. I always put reminders of sales. I get more cash from Top Cash Back. I might have to set that up too.
Yeah, Top Cash Back, they really do offer higher things than Rakuten sometimes. And I do have affiliate links for Top Cash Back and Rakuten, which really gives you guys free money when you, with Rakuten, you get $30, and I may have one for Top Cashback if it's even worth it. I'm not sure if Top Cashback gives you a reward for signing up under someone's affiliate, but I will look.
Send it to me and put
it in. Well, yeah, let me make sure that it's worth the link, because hey, if you get free money for signing up under them, then it's always worth it.
Yeah. And then I absolutely have been loving the Amazon Wishlist, and I put it by store name. So, and or item, like if I know that I can get an item at 4 different stores, then I'm going to put it under like a Christmas type of list.
And do the viewers know about Amazon's wish list? For those of you watching, it's kind of like saving it in your cart, but you're not there. On a listing, you can create lists. And so they're meant to be shared with it. If you made, let's say, a Christmas list, a wish list, or a wedding registry, that you can then share that link with your family members. This is what we want for a wedding, or this is what the kids would like for Christmas. You can create really wish lists just for yourself by store or by season. And so that way, when you're shopping in the store, it's easy to pull up your Amazon app, look in your wish list, and now you have a visual shopping list while you're in the store through your Amazon account.
Yes. And it's easy to grab the ASIN then and plug it in if you're kind of worried about the margins. I recently did this. I spent my whole Sunday night with my foot elevated because it was in pain, going through and finding bolos at Trader Joe's. And then I went to the store and I was able to see them and kind of do rough math to see if it was going to be lucrative or not. And then we got a whole bunch to try this week. So I would get 1 or 2 of every one that looked like it was going to be lucrative and then try it out. This is my cutoffs. So I don't know, you guys can have your own cutoffs, but for Christmas, if I'm sending things in for FBA, my cutoff this year will be the Monday after Turkey Day, the 28th. For Hanukkah, it's going to be the Monday before that, before Turkey Day for Hanukkah stuff, which Hanukkah stuff does sell. You don't forget Hanukkah. And then for evergreens, replens, winter, ski gears, and workout stuff, I don't have a cutoff. So ski gear and winter gear is really big in January. If you come across coats, gloves, hats, things like that, those I will continue to send in and hit that January sales for. Do you have similar, Tina, or are you thinking different?
Yeah, I pretty much do the same. Shortly after Thanksgiving is when I quit sending in the things, especially the holiday related things like
Mhm.
Christmas, Hanukkah, or anything really seasonal candies, any of that. Because they're not going to get there in time. I do still do FBA shipments though. While I am merchant fulfilling more, I am still sending in things.
Mhm.
Or toys that I see that maybe aren't selling too quick for Christmas. If I decide that I do think they will sell after Christmas, I go ahead and send even toys in
Mhm.
during Q4. The ones, and then the other ones that I think aren't going to sell, I will just return them to the stores. Because if I don't send anything in, I learned a hard lesson that come January, I didn't have much in stock at Amazon because I
Yeah.
had totally quit sending in any FBA shipments because I just went straight to merchant fulfilling. And
Yeah.
so then in January, I was really scrambling to buy stuff to send in on top of trying to do my clearance shopping for after the holidays. So I'm not going to make that mistake this year. I'm going to make sure I do consistently still do FBA shipments mixed with my merchant fulfill selling.
Yeah. For toys, specifically for Black Friday shopping, a lot of times I will get whatever, we'll say 50 of one toy. I will send 20, 25 into FBA and
And
merchant
keep
fill
the
the
other
other
half.
half too. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to be real careful with what toys you're out there buying on Black Friday. So, I've come to notice that in the last few years, all those say Walmart toys that are in the ads that are the $5, $10, everybody and their mother is getting them. And they almost always tank. Those, not all of them, but a lot of them tank and they tank quick. So be mindful of that as well, of what everybody else is also buying on those Black Friday sales.
Yeah. For those, I do like grouping them up. Last
Mhm.
year there was like what was it? A shoots and ladders with a candy cane or something
Yeah,
that
find them as a bundle, that's right,
yeah.
because, yeah. I
So
did a lot
let's
of returns on some of those Walmart deals.
yeah. All right, let's talk about the actual work. Get ready, people. Get ready to rumble, man. Get some comfy clothes. Maybe warm if you're working out in the garage. I know a lot of people will go work in the garage or a shed or, just somewhere that there's not their normal. Get ready to wear some warm, comfy clothes. Get some shoes. This is a good time to get some new sneakers. I will be making a new sneaker purchase probably in October, specifically for shopping in. Like these will be my shopping shoes because I need to have new cushions, new tread, ready to go.
Shred.
Yeah, I got some tread. I need to. Some people say buying socks and underwear is easier than doing laundry. I love that tip out there. I will not be buying new socks and underwear. I will do my laundry. I am not. But you know what? If you're going to be traveling, there's some people that will go and source and do a whole road trip of sourcing. And if you're in a hotel or doing that, then
I
that
would
might
love
be
to do that one time. I think that would be fun. I would love to rent an RV and just vacation work travel. I think that'd be really fun.
Jill says bundle video. Yep, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Yes, I worked on it all day yesterday. We've been really working hard on it.
And we're at the point where we have somebody testing out the procedure for things. So we're moving. We're moving. Um, things will go wrong. Be prepared and maybe learn ahead of time how to reprint a label, how to cancel a label, and items will oversell. I swear to God,
Every year.
I try to prevent this every time, and it still happens. It's
Let me
just
tell
still
you, this
happens.
is where I make a mistake, you guys. And this is where I how I found that I often will oversell. There's different ways you can, but now I've got it down to a fine science of being really, really diligent about not overselling. So this is where I find that I've been making my mistakes the most often. So let's say we are at Walmart and you know how you're selling the items as you're shopping because in Walmart, I'll add it in stock now, in stock now, and let's say I bought 5 at this Walmart. Well, if you don't give the app time to update, you'll think that that 5 didn't put in there. So if you put it in again, you now have 10 in there when you really only had 5. So trust that the app is going to enter the 5. Well, then what will happen is I've already sold 5 and I didn't realize it. I'm at the next store and I found 10 more. And I'm like, why is this down to 0? That 5 never populated. So now I have my 10 and in my head, my first 5 and I put in 15. Well, it's because it's selling that fast and I'm not paying attention that I had Amazon sales. So just plug in what you have, or better yet, wait till you get home from the store, unpack and do it the right way because I have oversold, and we've been in little mastermind groups together, Lucy and I, where we've asked each other, oh my God, you guys, I oversold, this bag of candy. Do any of you have it? I'll PayPal you the money for it if you'll send it for me. And, we're helping each other. Oh, I oversold this Barbie. Who's got the Barbie? And it's frustrating and exciting and exhilarating when the other person has the candy or the toy that you oversold. And so
Yep.
it
I
can
know
be funny.
both Tina and Chuck have saved my butt by I would email them a label for my customer, and they'd put the candy in the bag and send
Didn't
it
you
out.
oversell like 7 or 11 bags of this candy that Chuck had
Yeah.
to send for you? Yeah.
Yeah. Chuck helped me out with that one. That was hilarious. I was so just distraught. I'm like, oh my God. So Amazon sometimes has oversold things. I swear, because I've done inventory and I know that I did not put in the wrong count. And I swear they have oversold just because the system's going so darn fast.
Yeah.
So here's what you can do. You can either cancel the item, which I don't recommend, but it happens. It happens. I have gone last minute out and found the item. Running into Walgreens late at night. I need this item. I typically will list 5 to 10 items less than what I have. When I bring stuff back to the office, last year it was out of my office at home, but I stack everything all together. So all my Polly Pockets, all my Barbies, all my Legos, all my things are all stacked together. If it's a plush, I use grocery sacks. Oh shit, I gotta get the door. Sorry. Hold on.
Did she say the SHIT word live? And I know that we are about wrapping up. And I thank you guys for have stayed with us during this time because there are quite a few of you watching. And I always worry that this isn't the fun stuff. This isn't, like, hey, here's a bolo, here's what to buy. But I'm glad that those of you who have hung out definitely, are interested in this because it is real. And Q4, it's like sometimes I need these reminders because I really forgot about some of the things that we even talked about today. So, and I don't know where Lucy left off on the slides because we were talking about shoes. Oh yeah, overselling. That's where we were at, overselling. So yes. And if you are, with a other group of people that you're sharing leads and bolos with, definitely reach out to each other because there's times I've oversold something and I didn't even ask Lucy about it. I'm like, oh, I canceled this order because I didn't have it. And she said, you should have asked me because I had one, so ask.
Yes, definitely ask. Are you talking about the bolo group? And he's putting down a pallet right now, so I'll go sign in a minute.
Oh, you got a pallet. So I'm jealous because I don't have a pallet.
Well,
I want a pallet.
You can order one if you'd like. Okay. I assumed you were done with the other slide,
Yes,
so
we were
I
done.
moved on. Thank you. Sorry, and I'll have to go sign in a minute. But taking care of your people and your staff, I always have a spot for drinks, water. One year I did hot drinks. I'm not doing that again. But there was one post guy who every time he came and he had to scan like all these packages, he loved a cup of hot black tea. So you know what? At 6 o'clock, I would go upstairs. I'd make a cup of hot black tea and keep him happy. It didn't cost me much. I mean, making a cup of tea is really, really cheap to have nice service. And he would stop by even if like I wasn't on a thing. He'd just come by and be like, do you have anything today? Are you guys starting a bolo group? Yes, we are. For Q4, we're doing a bolo group. More to come on that in the group. And then hit the rest of the things, Tina. And then I'll be right back.
Telling me to hit the rest of the things. You guys know that I don't know how to do the things. So I'm going to click over here on the slide. If it disappears, don't tell on me. She'll come back and just don't tell. Because I'm not sure how to move the slides because Lucy always moves them forward. Yeah, I can't move the slide next. I don't know what she was thinking because she never allows me to touch buttons because I'll end up ending the broadcast on accident. Up, she heard.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, because I don't have a decent pen out there for the
You
carbon
know I
copies.
can't move the slide. Oh, scan sheets. Yes, we talked about this last week. So when you are, after you've printed out all of your shipping labels, you can download the form of all of your the barcodes from your boxes onto just a sheet of paper. So when you do have the delivery guys come to your house, if you're not taking and dropping off the boxes yourself, you can just have that nice sheet for them, and then with their barcode scanner they can just go down and scan all of the packages. Also for your merchant fulfilled, especially if they're coming, the postman, if you schedule special pickups for your postman to come to your house and you're shipping out 50, 60 boxes, that really gives them a big savings of a headache for them, because they can just simply go down your 1 or 2 computer sheet printouts, and then I will usually have all of those bags or packages in big like IKEA bags or things, so it's just easy for them to dump into their truck, and they don't have to shuffle through every single box and package and scan that barcode check-in, because you want them scanning them, because if it doesn't show it was picked up and it doesn't show that it's in movement, then there starts those customer messages. Where's my package? I ordered it and you haven't shipped it yet. I don't see the tracking. So you want to make sure they're getting scanned.
Yep. Jose says, is the Bolo group going to be a paid group? Yeah. It will be. There will be some cost to it because we will be running some software and some things. So, and we'll have printouts. And it's going to be intense, but we haven't structured it fully, and we got to do some polls in the Facebook group to see what people want, because we can do anything from VAs with tactical arbitrage, as well as finding things yourself, or just finding things everybody contributing, and that will play into the price point. All right. Have some alternative shopping options set up, because when you're merchant fulfilling, sometimes you pop in that address and it's like, oh, this little toy will be $62. And you're like, what are you smoking? What's going on? No, this is like a normally $5, $10 shipping charge. Why are we 3-4 times the amount? So there is a way to do, purchase shipping outside of Amazon, and then you add in the tracking number to that merchant fulfilled order. And sometimes you need to do that, because I'm not going to lose $15 on,
Yeah, there's a couple
shipping charges
before I've bought my shipping outside of Amazon as well. And I don't know if you all have seen this on the news the last couple of days. Of course, shipping rates are going up yet again this year and starting in October. So during Q4, our shipping rates are going up again. I just saw it on the news yesterday, which means I'm going to have to reevaluate my shipping template in Amazon and up all of my base prices a bit, because those shipping rates are going up in October.
All right. So when we do the next, not the next, but if it is the next, when we do the shipping template video, let's incorporate the new prices, which is upsetting.
Jose says, where are you? Well, where are you, Jose?
Where are you? Let's see here. Get familiar with shipping costs. I see this a lot. Like, people say, well, how do I know how much it's going to charge for shipping? How do I estimate that out? And some people suggest bringing a scale and a tape measure to the store, like, getting a larger purse for the holidays.
Well, that's too much work right there. I don't think I'm going to carry a scale to the store.
Some people do. I don't.
That's ambitious.
But that's because I've been shipping for so long. Like, I can weigh. In fact, when we had our tenant event, yeah, when we had our tenant event, there was a jar of beans, and it was a raffle, and you had to guess the weight. And I said, "Ooh, can I pick it up? Because I could probably do that one." We're not allowed to pick it up. So, to get estimations, if you want to make yourself a cheat sheet, what you're going to do is go into the USPS site. You're going to put in your zip code, put in the furthest of the United States zip codes you can find, and then make yourself a cheat sheet on when things are over or under £1, how much is it going to cost to ship, and start writing down some cheats for yourself, so when you're at the store, you can kind of estimate what you're going to be shipping at. And I have not. I have maybe taken a toy over to the produce section and maybe put it on the scale. I don't know. there's
That's clever. That's really clever. Somebody asked, do we do free shipping and include the shipping in the item price, or charge the customer? I charge the customer.
I charge the customer too.
I didn't used to, but I took a course a few years ago. It was kind of like this course Bolo group for selling toys during Q4. And that's when I was learning toys. I don't know if this is still true, but back then with Amazon, if you offered free shipping and you included in your price, like so you don't lose, Amazon did not give you the shipping credit. Now, I will need to double check if that's still true. So when you're in your Amazon seller app and then you're plugging in the math in Amazon, you will see on the Amazon app that there is a shipping credit. So that calculates into what your initial profit is going to be, because you can also plug in what you guesstimate shipping will be if you guesstimate it's this first class item. So when you did free shipping, you actually didn't get that shipping credit. So I was calculating things incorrectly because I was doing free shipping, assuming I was getting the shipping credit from Amazon. And this was, oh my gosh, I think 5 years ago. And I actually had to open up a case and call seller support to get clarification on, do I get the shipping credit whether I do or don't charge for shipping of merchant fulfilled items? And it in fact was true that you did not get the shipping credit if you weren't charging for shipping. So don't take my word for it that is still how it is, but that is when I started charging for shipping on Amazon.
And again, we will dive into that on a specific video. I do want to touch on Sendle pickups for $3.80 for FBA shipments are amazing through Pirate Ship. You can have UPS pick up. And somebody asked Brandy that it's showing $8.50. That's because you have Saturday shipping selected. During the Monday through Friday, it's going to be $3.80. If you want them to come on Saturday, they charge about $8. I think mine is $8.20. It might be $8.50. So that is why you're not seeing the $3.80. It's because you have Saturday and you have on Friday till about 2 o'clock p.m. to schedule for a Friday pickup. 2 o'clock is the cutoff if you need your FBA packages picked up today. So get those scheduled out. I will start scheduling pickups during the busy times, just a standard 380 twice a week. And then I will also schedule USPS pickups daily for like 5 days a week, come whatever that Monday, the 28th of November is. And then let's see here. How do you calculate that shipping credit with Scoutify?
I know that you can.
I don't think you can.
And then somebody from Facebook says, yes, it's true. I thought I'm getting the shipping credit and I lost money that way. What I want to know is, you're talking about even recently, and you're sure that that's still true today or not? Because I am looking for confirmation of that, because Amazon changes all the time. So when I learned that several years ago, that could have changed. That's why I am wondering.
Yeah. And then don't forget to account for bubble wrap or extra box weight. So my boxes, I'll weigh some of my standard boxes and know going in. I think the medium for the UPS medium one, I want to say is about 6 ounces, maybe 5 ounces, but just keep that in mind. So if you're at the store and you're seeing something and you're like, oh, this has got to be, we'll just do candy because candy is easy. It usually is printed on the back. It's 9 ounces, 12 ounces, and you're adding an extra 5 ounces. Well, 12 ounces plus 5 ounces is going to be 17 ounces, and it's going to be over a pound. At that point, you may want to go to a flat rate mailer versus the over the pound.
That's where those bubble mailers from the post office come in great. That bubble flat rate, that comes in great. But now I've been getting first class shipping for items that are a pound. Like I had a pound and 2 ounces the other day, and I got a first class label for it. And it was like, $4.85 or something. The more and more you ship, you just kind of get to almost know it. It's like, that's going to be about $8. That's going to be, you do get to where you can wing it pretty good.
Yeah. Somebody from Facebook says they use Rev Seller, and that should work out. I have not played with Rev Seller in merchant fulfilling. Will Pirate Ship pick up individual packages or FBA shipments? Pirate Ship schedules a pickup for either. They will pick up anything you want. But here's the trick. So USPS pickups are cheap and easy. They're free, right? So you can schedule them with Pirate Ship, which is much easier than using the USPS site. So I've been just using Pirate Ship to schedule the regular post. For merchant fulfilled orders, you can go through your UPS account and plug in the tracking and get free pickups. And when they come, they'll take it all. So I love having that. I will probably schedule it that way too. Just, have them come. If I have things going out UPS, may as well use the free pickup and send your FBA stuff out too.
Especially if it's, the girls out there that just don't want to be picking up heavy boxes that you've just made. If you don't have a strong, man in your life to help lift them, or, even if you have a bad back, whatever your reason, or you just don't want to, it is nice to have that pickup.
Yeah, I think I did taking things to the store a couple of times, and then I switched to pickups, and I'm like, yep, I can't go back.
Yeah. Before my husband was here home with me full time doing it. And thankfully I've got like a wood floor. So from back here in my office, those boxes that are 45, 50 pounds that I'm not picking up, I just would push them, because it would push along my wood floor really easily. And I'd get it pushed up by the front door. And then when the guy came to pick it up, it was nice because it was just right there at the front door. If anything, I had to have my husband just like put it outside the front door. But yeah.
So Facebook user, you can get USPS bubble mailers on USPS.com. You order them and have them shipped to your house.
Free.
Order extra and get more of them. And Judy says UPS pickup is not free in New York. That is not correct. It's not. What I'm talking about is if you have merchant fulfilled orders that you've purchased shipping through UPS, you can go in and put in that. I usually scan it because it's like this long of a thing. You put that into the box, and then it will show up as no charge for pickup because you've already paid for the shipping and everything. So they will pick it up. They may not do it like same day or something, but they will pick it up when you put in that tracking. I hope that makes sense. We probably should cover that too when we're doing the templates and merchant fulfilled shipping all together. What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing. I was just looking at you.
Oh. We got two angry faces. I don't know what the angry faces are about.
Yeah. What's wrong? Why are you mad?
I hope you're just angry about shipping charges going up and not
Yes.
from Tina and I, but we'll see. Okay. I think we covered, that was it for the slides. I just had the last one to remember to have fun with money in the background because that's what it's all about, right?
Because it really is fun when you're making money. I know I'll wake up and it'll be like 6 o'clock in the morning and it's like, you have 20 sales, or sometimes in the summer it's noon and it's like, you've had 25 sales today. So Q4 is you get addicted to your phone of looking like, how many do we sell now? And I remember one year sitting on the couch and I look over at my husband, I said, I just can't stop making money. I mean, it's just so exciting. Yes.
Judy says, okay, for Amazon shipping, UPS is charging me $6 per box. Yeah, that's for FBA shipping. That is true. If you go through Pirate Ship for picking up UPS things, Pirate Ship will charge you during the weekdays $3.80 to pick up as many boxes, I think, as you want. I don't know if there's a limit to that.
And Karen says that she did the angry face.
Oh no, angry face was
not mad.
That's all right.
But you can be mad at shipping. That's okay because shipping charges stink.
Yeah. And so I do my in Amazon, and this is another one that we've got to look up before next video on it. But for FBA, I do all of my UPS charges through the Amazon account, right? I have heard, this is rumor right now, that for merchant fulfilled orders, when you do it through Amazon and you're doing the UPS, people are getting upcharged later, even though they're going through Amazon's system. And when they ask Amazon, Amazon says it's a UPS problem. And when you ask UPS, they say it's an Amazon problem. And so somebody said that there's a way to go in and link your UPS account in there to avoid doing those upcharges and hold true to what Amazon is quoting you through their interface. So I've got to dive into that, and I don't even really know where to begin diving into that to check it. But that is interesting and something that I will be paying attention to, because the last thing you want to do is make a lot of, send out 200 items through UPS and get charged extra later during the return season of after D25 and getting upcharged. So it kind of makes me, if I'm making a choice between UPS or USPS, like maybe going with the post, because I don't want to have any upcharges. I don't know. That's something that we got to dive into for the video that we're doing about all of the templates and whatnot. Brandy says, it works. I had 6 boxes over 100 pounds. I picked it up this morning, $3.80. I think the most I've sent out was 22 boxes so far, and it was well over 500 pounds of stuff. So, and they didn't blink an eye, and it was $3.80. So
I don't know what they're coming for, because that order is already put in. They already know how many boxes to expect. So,
and if you put in that it's going to be a lot of boxes, they will send the bigger truck. I've been sent the bigger truck before. If they know that you're going to take up more room. Are there any pickup options for FedEx? I have no idea. Do you?
I don't know.
I hate FedEx.
Yeah, like I said, I live right down the street. I could walk to the post office, and I have when there's nice weather just for exercise. And so I live really close to, so I don't need to use that most often. During Q4, when I have lots of boxes, I will utilize my pickups.
Yeah. I have a little drop-off place that's on the way. It's down the street, but now it's in between the office and home. So I just drop off my FedEx there, because I don't have enough, and it's, maybe 4 trips during the Q4. So it's not a lot. Somebody said, though, that I wanted to address really quick, that UPS measures things different. And that is true. I have had, literally, I get the Walmart boxes that are 24, 19, 14, or something like that. I can't remember what the large ones are, 19, 14, 14, something. And I go into if I go into the UPS station, the store, and say I want to ship this out, let's say it's a 14 by 14 by 14, they measure it and they're like, no, it's 14.25. Really? They're like, oh, the 14, 14, 14 is the inside diameter, and we need to charge by the outside diameter. And I'm going, when I do my FBA boxes, I just put 14, 14, 14. I really, it's not, I have played in the system where I've adjusted it up and down an inch, and 99% of the time it doesn't change what I'm getting charged, but the store will measure it a little bit more in their favor. And I think I argued with them once or twice, and I got to pick my battles. But when I was shipping personal things out, that's why I just use Sendle, Pirate Ship, whatever, because nobody's going to measure it, as long as nobody's going to micro it down to the 1/4 inch when they're coming and picking up your stuff. It's ridiculous.
And if they have time to do that, then more power to them. Jose asks, are all merchant fulfilled returns now automatically set to be free to the customer, or do you charge return shipping? I found out about that. And it was a clothing item, and the person just changed their mind. And so when people change their mind, my shipping setting has always been that they pay for the return shipping, and they didn't have to. And when I reached out to Amazon about that, I guess it was, the answer I got is that it's for all clothing item because of this, the deal with the clothing. Amazon wants people to be able to easily try on the clothes to make sure they fit. If they don't, they can return them. And those are in fact free to the customer, and we do have to pay that. But it was my understanding when I spoke to the Amazon rep that was only for like the clothing and maybe shoes, but not for toys and the other departments. So I still have mine set as that they pay for the return shipping. But since I haven't really been selling tons and tons of merchant fulfilled items, and I've not had any merchant fulfilled returns in a long time, I can't say with all certainty that it's only for clothing. But that is my understanding.
Yeah, we are definitely going to round up the new rules, because just things change from year to year. I mean, going into this Q4, I'm pretty sure there will be no requirements for pre-selling things like Tina said, the shipping settings are going to change in October. So, most of what we say going year to year is a lot the same, but there's going to be some micro differences from year over year, especially with COVID and the shortages. I've already seen a lot of issues with the aluminum shortage at the stores. I went there the other day and I'm like, holy smokes, the can department is almost empty, and just like the aluminum foil is empty, which is concerning because I know during turkey season and Christmas season, you use a lot of aluminum foil. I mean, it's baking season. Everybody buys and stocks up on aluminum foil. So
I am going to have to be leaving here in a few.
No, we're done.
Really quick. Okay. I hear my husband's truck pulling up, so I know that we've got to head out. We went a little longer today, which is great. This is really important stuff to talk about. And Lucy put together this week's slides, and I think they were great. Everyone give Lucy a round. When I pre-read them, I was like, this is fantastic. They could have almost been a course. So yeah, the slides this week are all accredited to Lucy, and I thought it was great. And thank you.
Oh, well, thank you, Tina. That was very nice of you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Jenny and Jose and Nate and Elizabeth and All About the Bounce and everybody, and Karen. I can't remember everybody's name from earlier, but thank you all for joining us and asking your questions and commenting. I love seeing everybody's information here. And really, we've got to take this on as a group, because with all the changes, man, if you see a way to help everybody else out, we've got to help each other out, because Amazon and UPS is not going to do it, right? They're not going to tell us their secrets. We have to look out for each other and help each other succeed, especially during this Q4. There's enough out there for everybody to make lots of money this year. So thank you. And Tina, you have a great day. Everybody out there, you guys have an amazing day as well. Good luck and happy Friday.